5.
Yeah. I
4.
know my lifestyle is driving you. That's literally talking about
What
his
up, y'all?
case.
Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
that chick angel.
welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button, smash that notification button. Bangers.
And Jessica.
Welcome. A little church announcements. As you probably know by now, I hosted that verse with that Marion, BB, and Cece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shooting this
was it,
before that
Kevin?
happens.
You
so I
did
hope
so
it went well.
great.
What
I'm
if
so
I got
proud of you.
canceled? Maybe people hate me now.
Well,
Nobody
we would be
knows.
reshooting this beginning because
If I suck, Josh, just start with the beginning, bangers, and then go right into the first topic. Don't even
news, huh, guys?
Bangers, all 2022.
2022.
All right, so this is an interesting thing. This happened last week, and by the way, I'm shooting my show now. That's why we're still not in person, because I'm shooting Monday through Friday, 7 to 8. So we can't shoot the podcast on the same day. So
every
Druski,
Saturday.
We're shooting on Saturdays.
Okay.
Druski is a relatively, not even relatively, he is legitimately a famous Instagram, famous social media comedian. Big on Instagram, big on Twitter, big on TikTok, known for his guys be like skits, that one dude type of stuff. Also known for Could Have Been Records. He got into a little bit of hot water. I think the video when he posted was called Those Weirdos at the Party, something like that. He deleted it, but as you know, on the internet, it doesn't get deleted. Nothing ever really gets deleted, especially if you're a person of interest. So let's watch the video without any framing. I want you to just tell me what you think about the weirdo at the party. Okay, let me share my screen. Share my screen. Can you? Oops, wrong button. Share my screen. Can you guys see this? Can you guys?
I
Can you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yeah, you can see it. We can see it. We can see it.
Can you do theater mode? Oh, full screen. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Let's go. Silent club. Silent club. Never have I ever kissed a dude. Hey, take a shot. Oh, she bullshit, bro. That baby had a shot, bro. He ain't even going to a real shot. Keep going. That's a regular shot. I got the same amount of mouth. Nah, you got the whole shit. Y'all already got to catch up with us. Finish the rest of that. Crazy. Oh, that was some demons on, huh? Drive the boat. You gotta drive. Make sure they see it. Hey, look. Hey, truth and hell. I didn't take 5 shots off those stomach. Come on. One more, then we done. One more, get the job done. One more, then we done. I promise. He real. He told me. One more, then we done. He telling the truth. One more, then we done.
All right. So you see how the skit went, right? The crazy thing is on Twitter, the skit has 10 million. The deleted skit has 10 million views. So by the time I was aware of this, it had already. Oh, wait. Is it still playing? By the time I was aware of this, it had already been deleted. So his point in most of his videos is this is how dudes be looking. Y'all don't realize how y'all look. This is that, like, that's usually his approach. One of his ones that's really funny is jealous boyfriends, how y'all look at the birthday party, right? Things like that. So by the time I saw this on Twitter, the discussion had changed to from whatever it was prior to him deleting it. The common theme that I kept seeing was, why are y'all mad? This is how dudes really be. This is how men be predatory on women.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like sexual assault. Doesn't always look like, you know, kind of when we were taught growing up. It's always a guy grabbing you out of the bushes while you're jogging in the park, right? That's what I thought growing up. It's always like woman in Central Park, beautiful and running. It's dark. It's wooded areas, and it's somebody grabbing you. As I grew up, I remember I saw on social media, ask your homegirls what has sexual assault been like in their life, because more than likely it's somebody they know. So I talked to a couple of homegirls, and that's when I found out a couple of my homegirls had actually been sexually assaulted. I didn't even know, right? And so the discussion by the time I was aware of this was, yo, men, don't be this guy, right? Yeah. Don't be this creepy, hovering, what was it like when you push somebody, like pushy, creepy behavior. And then it devolved into, should comedy, is rape culture funny? And then most of the people were like, this isn't him glorifying rape culture. This is him shining a light on how predatory men can be around their homegirls, right? How you can
a lot of his skits are based off of showing a perspective and highlighting a certain type of individual or a certain type of activity. But I can see see in the beginning. I only saw probably like that first clip of the first shot when it was on Twitter. I didn't watch the whole thing, but as I watched toward the end, I was like, oh, I can see how if you don't know Druski and you don't know how his skits are like the trend of how he makes his skits, I could easily see somebody uneducated on anything he's done in the past being like, yo, who is this guy and why is he making a video that's just highlighting somebody being very, very predatory.
And that's the thing, right? I think I say this all the time. Viral videos, especially, so much of it is how it's framed for you, right? So when you first see it, especially like Josh, to your point, if you don't know him or his comedic stylings, which a lot of people don't, you know what I mean? He's famous, but, you know, people be famous in certain buckets,
and I'm not saying this skit was like, I'm not using that as an out to saying, oh, this is comedic relief, because that's not like how people are being portrayed as predatory in this, unfortunately, is a normal in those party settings. And that's what he was like bringing to light, but I think it was distasteful the more he stayed into it, though.
So, Angel, as a Black woman and as our only woman on the show, what are your thoughts?
What was the original sketch titled?
I believe, and I can't verify this because it was deleted, but I believe it was like that weirdo at the party.
Yeah.
Weirdos at the party be like that, or something along those lines.
I mean, so this is what I'll say, is that if you're going to touch on a topic, because this to me looks directly like rape culture. It doesn't look like a weirdo. It looks like someone who knows exactly what they're doing and the purpose for which they're doing it for, which it is not uncommon for guys to use that as a way to try to loosen up a woman, to make themselves more appealing to a woman when her guard is down and when her judgment is impaired. So if his intention was to shine a light on that, I would say making it very clear, because I don't consider that a weirdo. I consider that someone who plans on doing something unlawful, distasteful, maybe not full-blown rape, but definitely pushing the line of, I want to take advantage of the situation of these young ladies being way more intoxicated and way more willing to concede to something that they wouldn't if they were sober-minded. So while I don't have a problem with him telling the story the way he wants to tell it, but I do think he needs to put a very strong structure around it so that people understand that this is not, I'm not joking about this. This is what dudes be doing. This is what they do to girls. And because if I just saw weirdos, when I hear the title weirdo, I'm thinking about the people who are just sitting on the wall, like just looking at folk and not talking to people. I'm not thinking about the dude who I'd be like, girl, don't drink nothing else he pour you. Don't drink another thing. Like somebody that I would be potentially afraid of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like he might have went wrong. I don't know his content. I know his face, but I don't know his content like that. So that would be from somebody seeing his stuff for the first time. I'd be like, just put a strong context around it, because people should know that this is what dudes be doing, not just women but other dudes, to be like, yo, like if you like her, then she need to be sober when you tell her this, not drunk as hell.
Yeah, I think here's how I think this could have worked, right? Or could work. A man telling another man, even comedically, this is weirdo behavior, this is creepy behavior, and you seeing, like, you know, like to your point, Angel, like that is pushy and things like that. I think he a lot of times weirdo or being called weird can be insulting, you know, depending on how people use. Not just like weird how we grew up, like, oh, this guy's weird, he's a nerdy. Weird means like this is behavior you shouldn't be doing, and I'm gonna shine a light on that. I think I think somebody was saying, Andrea is saying this, weirdo is synonymous with creep in different arenas, right?
Not in LA culture, weirdo is very creepish, or like almost like not disrespectful, but just like out of pocket almost.
Right. I agree. Here's one thing I want to say.
You a predator? Then let's not make it cute. Then sorry. Then let's not. I'm just saying. Call a thing a thing.
Weirdo's not only described as predatory though in LA, but
right. No. So that's what I'm saying. Let's not use something that's not calling the thing that it is.
I don't. Okay.
That's what you get. What I'm saying. Like if weirdo
I
can
agree.
take on creep, which I didn't realize that's what the kind of context that he was trying to get us to understand. I'm saying that don't use that. Use something that actually calls it fully a thing where it's not misinterpreted, so that people understand that you're taking it seriously, I guess. That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, let me explain my point of view. And actually, L1 has a good point. Normally he has a second character condemning the weirdo in this one, but both characters were predators in this, which I do agree with. Here's the thing. The more sensitive the issue, the less flexibility you have in the execution of it, right? Disclaimers, framing, context, caption, the right word. If you just be like, you know, black folks be playing spades, there's not much that people will, you know,
interpret it different.
When it's this subject matter, it is more serious subject matter, and in order for it to be received without backlash, it has to be taken with the same precaution, right? Which I get why he, you know, was like, oh shoot, let me delete this, because you might not realize that as a creator, you know, and I'm not even saying his whole point was to start this discourse. He might have just been at a party, like the way a lot of my stuff comes from. Something happens, and I'm like, oh, that'll make a funny video. Like when I was in Orlando, my nephew was trying to get him to eat some chicken tenders and fries, and his mom was like, he was thirsty because we've been walking around all day. He was like, let me get a drink, and she was like, ain't no drink until you eat your food. So I turned my camera around with like, black parents, let that baby get just a little swallow, right? So that could have happened to him. He might not have thought this is going to create a larger discussion. Let me be more clear with my caption and all that type of stuff. What I'm glad that it did is a lot of men weren't, and it's, you know, a lot of times we talk about black men holding each other accountable, things like that. I think accountability can take the shape of a lot of forms. It can be straight up, hey, this is weak, this is weird. It can also be pointing out your weird behavior in the form of a skit, so you see yourself and how you look and how the world sees you in this behavior. Like, it can take a lot of forms, and I think people can also be like, this is not a joking matter. I think you can say that about almost anything. I mean, coming up on the Playmakers, we used to get so many doggone God is not pleased, God don't love y'all. I'm talking about from church people.
Of course.
This is y'all. It would be sacrilegious is the word. Blasphemous is the word. Jay makes a great point. Calling a guy predator don't get the likes go, and they want the likes and views and whatnot. I agree. When you're titling a video, you're titling it with the best chance of getting views. Like that's part of the game. The point he's making, whether he did it right or wrong, the point he's making, I think, needs to be a discussion for men, young and old, that this isn't how you get a girl to do something with you. This is how you end up assaulting a woman. If you go down the line, like if you go down the line of the way this guy's done, and I'm not really a party person, but I've heard many a story of people like, we was drunk and it was crazy, blah, blah, blah. If you go down that road, your chances of committing sexual assault are very high. Because if she's drunk that much, even if you have as well, then she cannot consent and you will be the one getting charged. That's why I tell my boys, do not engage in no physical activity with a girl who has been drinking, because she may not be able to give you consent in the way you want, the way that is necessary. She may remember this situation differently, and you may remember this situation differently. So it's better for you to not even go down that road. This is that what he was depicting was the word, I can't find the word, but it's basically pressure. It's pushing someone into doing something and basically lowering her inhibitions, or encouraging her to lower her inhibitions, which means you're more than likely going to end up in a situation where it's not going to be what you thought it was when you wake up in the morning.
What up, guys? We're taking a quick break from the show to talk about our friends Indeed. If you're hiring, you need Indeed, because Indeed is the hiring partner where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. And Indeed is the only job site where you're guaranteed to find quality applications that meet your must-have requirements, or else you don't pay. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites hoping to find candidates with the right skills, you need one powerful hiring partner that can help you do it all. Indeed partners with you on every step of the hiring process. Find great talent through time-saving tools like Indeed, Instant Match, assessments, and virtual interviews. With Instant Match, as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of quality candidates with resumes on Indeed that match your job description, and you can invite them to apply right away. Plus, you only pay for quality applicants that meet your must-have requirements. I love using Indeed, especially on my side gigs that I put together and my other bigger projects. Recently, I was looking for a part-time video editor, and Indeed helped me find somebody that I could bring on hourly and move right along. Indeed makes it easy to hire great talent according to the ComScore. Indeed is the #1 job site worldwide. And Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest in 2019. Join the 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring right now with $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/HTT. Offer valid through April 30th. Go to Indeed.com/HTT to claim your $75 credit before April 30th. Don't try and do it after, because it's probably not going to work. Indeed.com/HTT. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Absolutely. And I don't know. I guess also the way in which he played the character also gave very much so Law and Order SVU type of vibes, right? So like the big eyes, the come on, oh, and then the discussion between the dudes. So for me, it's like, okay, you know exactly what you're pointing to. You're not just pointing to the dudes that be trying to get the girls drunk so that they can have fun. You're pointing to someone who has ill intentions once they get drunk. So it is kind of odd to me that, like, if you're going to go there, that you don't like really set the stage for people to know your full intentions. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't feel like oh, that's not what I was talking about. I'm just talking about dudes that be just trying to get everybody like drunk. The dude, like, he was looking at her in a way of like, come on.
I think that's partly why the video was so crazy, because of his authenticity.
Yeah.
Like, some people didn't realize that was a skit. They thought it was just video from a party, because he looked like them people. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, and that's the perspective that I could see of like, yo, who is this guy and why is he making a video like this? Like, if you have no idea who Druski is, and this guy's playing the part down to the T of the facial expressions and the body language, like nobody sees that to be funny. It's not funny. It's not a funny situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, I think comedy comedy does have its place in those type of things. It's just like I say about the line. We talk about this all the time with Will Smith and in comedy and language changing. Comedy is about finding the line. And the closer you are to that line, the better execution you have to do. You have to be spot on to deal with that. And he might not have thought that much about it. Listen,
there was no punchline. What was the punchline?
Well, the punchline in his videos, they're more like vignettes of the behavior, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a punchline in that.
It's never like he doesn't have a set like.
You don't have traditional
like comedy. No. It's an overall like, oh, this guy be. So when I first saw this clip of the video, I assumed the rest of the video was like how guys act around girls, or like how guys act around when girls are in the room, like super out of character, being very loud, being very like trying to be funny, trying to draw attention. And then like, oh yeah, let's take a shot. Like that. I thought it was that type of energy. This is the first time I saw the whole video. That's why I was like, oh, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And when I say punchline, I don't mean in the serious context of set up punch. I'm saying even in a skit or a sketch, when you are even making fun of a certain type of person, you're highlighting what makes them different, but in a humorous way. So if it's like Angel, I'm always a little bit late. If it's highlighting the different excuses, me coming on camera sweating, you see little things that make the situation humorous. I am missing that element in this, is what I'm saying. I'm like, where was that at?
I missed that in a lot of his videos too, Angel, because he really, from the ones that I've seen, it's not like I've seen every single one of his things that he posted. He really just leans into the character and then just draws out situations. It's never like, okay, this will definitely be the funny part. Let's wait and kind of build up to there.
Okay, because that's the part when the reason why I'm bringing that up is that I wasn't seeing this in the world of comedy. I thought it was just a video, just a dry skit. Like, you know how if you go to some like conference where they're working on team building, they can do a skit to teach a lesson. There's nothing funny about it. So I didn't see this as something that he was trying to have be humorous. If so, he was well past the mark on finding that. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing a what you say? It seemed like it was just a video that was used as an over-exaggeration to highlight the point. Right, exactly. So that to me does not speak to comedy. Like, and it wasn't an over-exaggeration, to be honest. I didn't even see the over-exaggeration. Like, if there was an over-exaggeration, then maybe I could see it, but it just seemed like spot on.
Well, I think that's the point. Like, I think the point of the video is this is what you look like when you do this. Even if you're not trying to be funny, like even if he's not trying to be funny, this is how you look in this scenario. I think this is whether you comedy, subjective, all that. I think this is a hold a mirror up to yourself piece of work. Like, you don't realize how you look. You just think we having a good time. Drink, girl, drink, blah, blah, blah. Let me hold a mirror up to you. This is actually how you look. And it's not cool.
Well, that's different. Weird. Then that's different than trying to do comedy. That's why I was questioning when you said
his approach in this video. That's what I think his approach. A lot of times his comedy, his skits are, let me hold a mirror up to you. This is how you look. Let me see if I can find one for you that's a different story. That makes sense. I still think he just needs to draw stronger lines for people to understand why he's doing it. But if it was supposed to be comedic, that is where I'm like, no, hold on. Where?
Yeah, I think a lot of his videos are like that, Angel.
Okay.
All right. So this one, Angel, this is insecure boyfriends hate when it's their girlfriend's birthday, which is similar in nature to the other one, and I'm curious to see your thoughts after that.
Yo.
Hey man, happy birthday, man. Yeah. This is what man. Heard a lot about you, bro. Hey, you funny as hell. Keep that shit up, bro. Keep that shit up. We got a good girl right here. She a good one, bro. What up, you alright?
That's what I. Oh my God. I don't even know why you standing outside right now. That's my best friend. You know him. Ew.
I don't know.
You ruining my birthday. You standing outside. We supposed to be inside.
I'm here. I'm chilling.
You're not here.
You couldn't see the last part because the screen was covering it. But the last part is he sent her a whole text and she was reading it from across the club. But I see how his videos, he's not necessarily doing anything funny. It's more like relatable
situational
relatable comedy. It's relatable.
You know what? You know what I would say for that is different, which makes it in the context of comedy work, is that you are plugging the person, the character that he's talking about, into a situation and seeing how he reacts. Where with the other one, it's not plugging them into a situation to see how they react. They are pushing the situation along.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. It's like, okay, take a Christian dude and put him in the club for the first time. Okay, we're going to watch you react to people cussing, girls twerking, like a dude that's never been to a club, people throwing up in the bathroom. We get to see all that. So we're seeing how you're reacting in the
that's
situation.
Like how that's how TV makes comedy, like situational comedy.
Ta-da. So with this weirdo at the party, we're seeing this person drive the situation forward, so it doesn't have the same type of it is still observational, but it's not the it is not the same, I guess, like type of fly on the wall. It's not the same type of feel, I would say. And also it is a different
the other thing is
different topic.
it's a much more serious topic. Yeah. Right? If you have an insecure boyfriend at your party, that's just not that serious. Rape culture, sexual assault is much more serious, and it's much more triggering. If people have been in the situations, if they've suffered from that. So if it's a situation that is personal, traumatic, and triggering, you're less likely to find that funny, even if it was executed well, whatever well can be. The other videos that he do, they're not so personal to people who have more than likely dealt with something like this. And I think that's why there was such a strong reaction to it.
Yeah, I don't think that it truly, I don't think he would have had any type of backlash in a bad way if the intention is not to try to make people laugh at the situation. That's where I keep getting confused. It's like, I hope your intention wasn't thinking that I was gonna be like, that nigga trying to get her drunk so he can rape her. Like, right. I would hope that that's not your intention in making that video. And it might be that because people don't know what his intention is with the video is why he's in hot water. Because I do think it's something that we shouldn't shy away from. Yeah. But I do think if we don't understand why he's making the video, you end up in this situation where you're taking the video down, where the video could be actually more helpful than not. To be honest, maybe, it might not be something that someone who's been through that situation, who has dealt with sexual trauma, who has dealt with being abused sexually would want to deal with, but it could be helpful to those people who need to be more educated about it. But if you don't put strong intention behind something that is as sensitive and as serious as a topic dealing with rape culture, you are asking for people to then misunderstand what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Angel, your mic is clicking. Do you hear it?
don't know. I don't hear it
Do you
clicking
hear it,
at
John?
all.
I hear it, but it's very faint. It's like a little pop.
Is it the thing not plugged in, Angel? Do you know?
Everything's plugged in. Everything is plugged in. It's plugged in over here.
All right, guys, we're taking another quick break from the show, talking about our good friends over at Revolt TV. They got brand new seasons of Assets Over Liabilities and Love and Respect with Killer Mike, only on Revolt TV. Kicking off Monday nights will be Assets Over Liabilities with host Rashad Bilal and Troy Millings of Earn Your Leisure fame, as they sit down for exclusive interviews with young entrepreneurs and moguls like Nick Cannon, YG, Angela Yee, and more. Find out if they're working with assets or liabilities and how it may apply to your own business plan. Followed by Love and Respect with Killer Mike, a weekly talk show from the ATL, hosted by rapper, actor, and activist Killer Mike, featuring a diverse lineup of celebrities, politicians, and community leaders having passionate, insightful, and unfiltered debates about today's top issues. Guests include T.I., Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, Tyler Perry, Bernice King, Druski, Fab Five, Freddie, and more. New TV episodes air every Monday night starting at 9 p.m. Eastern on Revolt, and stream anytime on the Revolt app, YouTube, and watchrevolt.com. Let's get back to the show.
Yes, everything is where it's supposed to be. We don't use these mics enough for them to be acting up because these was expensive.
Yes, a couple people are saying he's not in hot water. Yo, I gotta title it somehow. I got to say something.
He's not in hot water. Why'd he take it down?
No,
He's
I
definitely
gotta
no.
say something.
He has a whole PR. He'd be doing too much crossover commercials and content to leave something like this anything to the point where it could be detrimental to. I mean, he's more worried about his brand if he took it down. So it's
because he be having crazy videos. Listen, this as a creator, I've been where he has. We're like, oh, this is not the attention I want for this. No, and for me as well. And videos I deleted was not deleted. They was right back up. I feel like sometimes people see stuff, they be like, oh, you might delete this. Let me go ahead and screen record the entire thing and save it because it's because you might get in trouble for this. It's gonna be right back up. You know, that's just the nature of it. Anyway, let's move to a different topic because we actually got a couple.
He's a talented young man. He could have handled it differently.
I think he'll be okay. It's nearly impossible to get it right all the time. This is just interesting to me. I understand NFTs. I didn't trust them. And this made me be like, see, Kev, you ain't crazy. And I'm not saying NFTs are wrong and Web3 is wrong. I'm not saying none of that. But I'm saying this is just a story that make me be like, Kev, you ain't crazy. Okay. So Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, sold his first ever tweet as an NFT last year. It was bought for $2.9 million, which he converted to Bitcoin and donated to COVID-19 relief in Africa. Last week, the buyer relisted it for $48 million, and the auction ended with a top bid of just $280. The tweet in question, March 21st, 2006, says just setting up my Twitter, TWTTR. The songwriter said, yesterday's price is not today's price. Usually, we use that when we say it's going up. In this case, yesterday's price is not today's price, in the opposite direction. I don't know why someone paid $2.9 million to be the digital right owner of Jack Dorsey's first tweet, but he lost $2.8 million. He lost $2.9 million minus $280.
Let me tell you
at
why.
least right now.
Let me tell you why. It's because all of this stuff in the meta world, for the most part, we all have to agree that it's more important. We all have to agree that things have a certain value. Everybody buying into it has to agree, or it all falls apart. Bitcoin, every single last anything that is existing in the virtual world, the value is created by the people that are participating in it. Unlike in the real world, yes, we do kind of create the value of it, but it becomes like how much do you need it to actually function in your day-to-day life? How much do you need a car?
It's like money. We agree that when I hand you $100, this $100 is valuable to you. At a point in time, that was backed by gold. But even if that were true, you have to believe that gold holds value for the backing of gold to make sense. Our society can decide that makeup brushes are valuable. And in our community, this one is worth 17 kunka. Oh, snap, kunka. He is 17 kunka. Oh, this is a big one. This is 28 kunka. It doesn't matter what the thing is. What matters is what Angel said. It matters that we agree that I place value on that. Therefore, I'm going to give something that I find valuable, in this case, money or cryptocurrency. And then when it was time to sell, the people of the Web3 decided Jack Dorsey's first tweet ain't worth $48 million. I don't know why. $48 million is crazy.
That's the thing with NFTs, more than anything else I've ever seen. It has no like, we have figured out a way to make the Melissa's gonna be mad at you. Stop touching that stuff because you be breaking things. We have made certain things in our life that like we kind of need to operate, meaning like, okay, it's hard for us to live out in the elements, so we need shelter, right? Okay, we want to live in certain places. With an NFT, meaning you are buying a virtual thing, whether it be a picture, a video, something that it's more closely related to art than anything else. That's what that's what it is. In art, as we know, while it does have some extrinsic value, maybe some intrinsic value, it's not something that we necessarily need in the place of fine art in everyday life. So this is how I don't understand how NFTs are even like a thing that people are really buying into like that, because it's just like at any moment people can just change their mind, and look at you. And now look at you.
And now look at you.
And now look at you. You over here looking stupid because you spent $2 million that you're not gonna get back. That stuff somewhere in somebody's what you call them things, charities.
Listen, the thing that's crazy is Jack Dorsey got the 2.9 million in actual dollars.
Oh, he didn't get it in bit.
No, you can convert the bit though.
No, he converted it to Bitcoin.
But he converted it. He
converted it to Bitcoin. But he got it in real money, converted in Bitcoin, and then donated it. The person who listed it, he didn't even list it for $3 million. He said, "Oh, I took it for 2.9. I now think it's worth almost $50 million, not $3 million." Like, to Angel's point, I think certain things always will have value, and those things are needed for human survival. Food, water, shelter. Those things will always have value. Web 2, Web 1, Web 3, no web. If the internet exploded tomorrow, food, water, and shelter are always going to have value because you need those to survive. Jack Dorsey's Twitter, you don't need that to survive. The songwriter said, "I need you, you need me."
Got a nice write-off out of it, but that's it.
What'd you say, Joshy?
Got a nice write-off out of it, though.
Yeah.
That's a great write-off.
I'm just curious, and I don't know much about Web3. Do you guys know what Web3 means?
Not what it specifically means, but
I know what Web 2 means. I know. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out what.
So Web 1 was the internet, the first iteration. That sounds like the Matrix. I learned this from this black girl, actually. Web 1 was the internet that you could experience, but you could not interact with. America Online. Gotcha. I could go, I could read, I could tweet, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could chat, but I couldn't interact. Web 2 is social media. I can create, I can post, I can interact. The internet is I can exchange finances and currency and things like that. That's Web 2. Web exchange. Web 3 is I can own things on the internet, land, NFTs, Fortnite skins. Like this is all the internet as a place to hold your things that you find valuable. So musicians are, to me, well, most of what I saw at first was musicians in the NFT space. And I was just like, whew, you talk about feeling behind on something. And you know, with like the boom of the internet in the 90s, like you can really make money. Remember the dot-com bubble? Like before it blew, some people made money for real. You know, then it all, you know, grew too fast. Same thing with the housing market. It can grow big and then it could be like, all right, we off, and people.
I think
real
that's
people
why
lose the value.
Snoop bought Death Row Records to make it like a Web3 label.
I thought he would. I heard he pulled he's pulling all the stuff off of streaming to go back to like vinyls and stuff.
I
like
know. I think he's making. Oh, maybe hard music, that or NFTs.
Hard music would be great.
Yeah, you know, vinyls are coming back now.
I'm trying to tell you, people are running away from this meta world.
Hold on, guys. I mean, I have vinyls. You guys don't need this.
He was like, I was getting ready to leave.
I wanted
to go
see
get
it,
more
Josh.
vinyls.
I want you to go through with the whole thing.
Oh, that's not
Andrew, you said people are running meta?
People are running away from meta. This is what I think. I really do. I know that this is. I think the more people keep saying, you know, it's about meta. It's about the decentralization and the blockchain. They want other people to believe it with them, because that's the only way this works. None of this works unless
it's a pyramid.
Yeah, none of this works unless everybody buys in. Like Bitcoin, all of that, like the value. They're like, the value of Bitcoin is rising. The only way that they can say that about Bitcoin. Sorry, I don't mean to be showing my brassiere. The only reason they can say that about my brassiere. Sorry,
you ain't never been more 41 than in that month. You had a lot of 41 moments.
Brassiere. I showed my
but
brassiere.
you ain't used the nickname. You went full name. You was 41, Angel.
The thing that hanged the shirt was digging into my arm. I couldn't take it no more. The only reason why it can be said that those things have value, especially in the beginning, was because people could then go buy real things, not things in the fictional world. People could be like, oh, I had enough money that I was able to buy a house that my actual flesh and blood lives in, not because they bought fake land in a virtual world, right?
And I think that's what my fear with NFTs is. I don't feel situated for my family's legacy in the actual world yet. Like that, my children's children, I can't focus on web world.
Look at that.
Just yet.
That's how the web took you from the world.
I can't focus on web world just yet when I got to focus on kids' college in the actual world, inheritance, children's children. You know, you know, Jack Dorsey selling that tweet and NFTs. Jack Dorsey's children's are already covered. They've been covered for a long time, right? So he can play around in the NFT world. Black folk, we got BILLs. That's the world we got STUDENTs. That's the world I need to be getting off these SLs. Them SLs is coming for us every month.
Man, and listen, and I think blockchain and all this stuff will be around for a while. I honestly don't know, just because I don't think governments will ever allow it to happen. I do not. Come on, RENT be coming around. I don't think governments will ever, because the whole, as somebody said in here, the whole like allure is like being a part of the frontier of this new world, being one of the you know, nobody is now the first anymore, because Bitcoin has had some years on it now, but like feeling like you're in it at the ground floor, so that like it can be this life-changing thing for you. But I personally, this just might be because I'm an old spirit, I'm a woman who just said brassiere, do not see it having the power to replace the way currency runs now, because the government gets to be able to control currency the way it is now. It's hard you can't really do that in Bitcoin.
I think that's one of the points of NFTs, Bitcoin, blockchain, all that is to not be relying on the government. But I think the government will prove to be a lot harder to disassociate from.
Yes. Yes, that's the thing. There's so many things we still rely on for the government that we don't want to let go of, that they're gonna be like, okay, you would do that, but you can't have this no more, and you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have this. And we're gonna be like, cash me out. Cash me out, please. And let me have my money.
What up, guys? Let's take a quick break and talk about HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get a farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. Because who doesn't like saving money? I definitely do, personally. I don't know if y'all got it like that, but every coin counts. HelloFresh's chefs really know how to diversify the menu with seasonal recipes like salmon limon and pasta primavera. Pick your favorites from 50 different weekly options. That's a lot. I don't even think I think of 50 different options already going through any week of eating. But it's nice to know that they're there, and you won't ever get bored of 50, and because that's a lot. And skip weeks when you need to change your delivery date or update your preferences, all in our HelloFresh app. Pick your favorites from 50 different weekly options and skip weeks when you need to. Change your delivery date or update your preferences, all in the HelloFresh app. HelloFresh has fit and amp wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about, with 6 recipes per week to choose from. That's a lot. Guys, I love HelloFresh, and one of the toughest things about going grocery shopping, thinking about a specific meal, is buying too many ingredients. Sometimes I don't need an entire massive thing of said ingredient, and then most of it goes to waste after I make one meal with what I need. So HelloFresh does a great job giving you exactly what you need for that meal, and you keep it moving, and you don't be as wasteful. That's why I like it. Customize your favorite dishes with their new Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or side for another, upgrading for a more luxe experience, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. That means more choices, more variety, and more meals tailored truly to you. So this is what we need you guys to do. Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh. I don't know if you guys knew that. Hopefully you did. If not, now you do. And with a wider array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. I love switching between the brands personally, and now my listeners, our listeners, friends of the pod, can enjoy both brands at a discount with us. Go to HelloFresh.com/SK16 and use code SK16 for up to 16 meals and 3 free gifts. Who doesn't love a gift, huh? Go to HelloFresh.com/SK16, use code SK16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. America's #1 meal kit. That's HelloFresh. All right, guys, let's get back to the show.
But yeah, no, when I was first introduced to NFTs, they wanted me to create some NFTs to sell. And
What you was gonna sell?
well, I could not. Well, you know, all the content I make involves me or my family. And the thought of someone owning a video of me or a video of my, I don't even do that for brand deals. That's the first thing I cross out. You get to license this for a short period of time, and then it comes back to me. So the thought of somebody owning an image of Amar, it doesn't sit, an image that I created does not
It didn't
sit.
sit well with you.
It doesn't. It does not sit. And then I was like,
And the
but
thing
why
that I
would you
couldn't
want that?
understand is they own it, but it can still be consumed elsewhere for free.
Oh, no, they wanted me to create something that was going to be minted. And so
I
they
don't know what minted means.
like it's like, however,
It's like minted is print, like getting your own blockchain link to that thing. That's like an official, the official authenticity code that comes with it.
it's like having a real baseball card. Like, this is the original. Don't nobody, but in the physical world, you know it's yours because you hold it. It's in your hand. In
Yeah.
this virtual world, it's minted with, like what he's saying, this blockchain, this is theirs. If they sell it to someone else, I would still get paid like I would get paid a portion of that sale because I was the creator of it. But I was like, why would I want people trading I was like, it just sound like virtual slavery, but I get money on the back end.
You want to
and
trade
I'm
it so
not
you can
here
get
for it.
ETH, Angel.
What a who?
Ethereum.
Disease?
Ethereum.
That sounds like
Shit,
something they ain't
ETH.
got a vaccine for. That's what I heard.
Somebody said they don't trust this because it's the mark of the beast, which always reminds me, and I don't care how many times I tell this story or if I even told y'all. My first pastor in Washington told us that the self-checkout line was the mark of the beast.
Excuse me?
Self-checkout line.
Self-checkout.
Y'all going over the self-checkout line was the mark of the beast. He was older gentleman. So y'all going over there and they got you scanning. Boop, boop. How they could scan it? How do you think they could scan it if it ain't the beginning of the mark of the beast? What they want to do is get you used to scanning this. Then you take that out, put a chip in your scan your hand, and you so in a rush. You want to get out of there that you got to scan your own thing. Code. Now, the next thing they do, they're gonna put the code on your body, and now you mark of the beast. And I
remember these times.
You are just gonna they gonna get me because I now don't like self-checkout because I feel like I pay for the groceries and I now work at the grocery store. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I take the stuff off the shelf, I scan it, I bag it myself, I pay for it myself. I am an employee now, basically. And if I'm gonna work for you, why am I paying the same price as when I used to hand it to you? It ain't no discount for self-checkout. I'm just in a rush. I just want to leave this place now. But you got me thinking it's mark of the beast. I'm just hungry. I got this chicken. There's no, especially at the beginning, when I lived in Washington, I lived in a kind of older neighborhood. Them old people was not trusting no self-checkout line. There'd be 8,000 people in the main line. I was scanning them rotisserie chickens, getting my little red box. I was in and out.
Yeah, I don't like. You know what?
And we work for one more thing, Andrew. And I'm upset about this. The airline want us to work for them too.
Now that's where I draw the line.
You want me to tag my own bag and then take it down and drop it off? Why am I paying? And then I got to pay to check the bag.
I draw the line.
You gotta knock off $10.25 off that just for the hour that I gotta be clocked in for.
Dog.
And then they get mad when you don't do it right. Then they get mad when you don't put the baggage, the thing. Because I didn't go to orientation. You know why? Because I don't work here. I ain't got no goddamn name tag. I'm not I'm not flying for free. I got to pay to be here.
I don't know how they convinced us. Delta tried this at LAX for about 3 weeks. They was like, check your own bags. We was like, who?
Who gonna do it?
I don't fly all these miles to now work for the airline too. Well, why I stop here? Let me fly the plane myself. Let me park it at my house then. Why am I got to drive to the airport? Pick me up.
The next step is they're gonna have us rolling our bags out to the tarmac and putting them on the plane. They're not gonna let us fly the plane. They're gonna be like, come on, put your stuff on there. You're gonna be late.
Gonna scan your bag tag when you get out. Walk down the jet bridge. Go grab your bag from there and toss it up in there.
Yeah, Darnell will tell you where you could put yours. Just ask for Darnell. He down there. No, not at all. I don't know what that is either. See, it's not right though. It might not be the mark of the beast, but the devil's somewhere in this because ain't no way I should be getting older doing more work to do things. This is dumb.
Stupid.
It is stupid. And let me tell you
something. You do self-checkout, Angel Josh?
Yeah, because I can't stand slow people.
Self-checkout.
I can't stand slow people. And then people be looking at you. They'll be like, boop. Oh, is this good? Have you had it before? I'm going to have to try it out. We're having a sale on the other brand of this. It's a 2-for-1. You might want to give it a try. Yeah, this color is going to look great on you. I'll be wanted to be like, girl, if you don't shut up. But I can't, so I just go into my own little self-checkout line.
Let me ask you guys this. When y'all shop, especially retail, you grab a shirt, you're going to buy it, you change your mind, you are no longer in the place. Do you go put it back where you got it from, or do you just hang it up where you at?
It is, I will sometimes be nice enough to take it all the way to the register.
I
be like, I don't want this.
I got PTSD though. That's why I do it.
From working at PacSun?
Oh, I hate it. If I would see somebody start placing, hey, I got you. I could take that from you. What? Because that's more work you got to do before you leave. I'm already calculating with the work I got to do before I leave. I'm not going to add to that because some rogue individual just going to, let me put it over here by the sandals. No, absolutely not.
Oh, definitely. Especially in a Target, especially out here in California.
Target gets tricky though. It's too
Targets are
Target
two
is
stories.
tricky because you have ground beef. You realize you don't need it no more.
Yeah,
but you're in the kids' socks aisle.
Yeah, no,
you just dropped a pound of ground beef on some Oshkosh.
Yeah,
you can't tuck the ground beef in the Goodfellow. Just take it to the register. Hey, I don't need this anymore. I just.
Yes. I take it to the register. I'm not going back. I'm not going back upstairs to the fresh meat section.
Oh, that's right. There's multi-level.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to put
Here
your
is
cart back on
multi-level.
the elevator. It's a whole thing. The thing goes.
What you saying?
Yeah, it's too much. I'm out. I'm out.
That reminded me of this funny tweet I saw this weekend. Let me see if I can find it. So
Jaleesa Jones said that's why I don't buy meat from Target.
Oh, listen, Target got me. This girl tweeted, Target must got a no talking policy. You walk in there and don't hear a thing.
That's true.
Quiet.
I listen to music though when I go to Target.
It's because the items are speaking to us and we're listening. The item is saying, you want me? And I'm like, and it's telling me all the reasons why I want it. Because you know how you've been saying you want to decorate that part of the counter of the kitchen. You could get me and never use me. Don't that sound good? I'll be like,
Target is a couple dividers and walking directions away from IKEA at this point, though, because I feel like I got to walk through the whole store to get to where I need to, and then back through a different way just to get to the checkout.
Oh, you said get
it's
to where
never
you
just
need
in
to.
and out for me.
Oh, no, I literally do. I walk through and I let the spirit of my ancestors tell me, you need that decorative pillow. Where will it go?
Target is a $100 to $200 Vortex, regardless if you just need toothpaste or not.
I don't understand what it is about walking through Target, and I agree with you, Angel. Things they reach out to me. I'm walking past. I was in Target in Orlando. I was walking past. I went in Target in Orlando to buy ice, just ice. Okay, and in this Target, there was a liquor store.
Right off to the left when you walk in.
To the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, bet I'm gonna get the ice and I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I get the ice, boop boop, go to the Mark of the Beast, check out.
Yeah,
I'm going back to my car. The main store was like, Kev, because this one still had popcorn. The ones around my house, they don't got popcorn no more. The popcorn was like,
they still throw the M&Ms in there, and the
I don't. I just like the popcorn straight up.
Okay,
Popcorn said, come here, and I said, what? Come here. I said, what? I gotta go back. Like, just come here and smell me. I said, okay, but I'm not hungry. And as soon as I did that, the Goodfellow section was like, Kev, you remember you was looking for a black long sleeve?
Yeah.
And they had your size.
2X.
Of course they did.
And when you want to go on a date, Kev, remember when you told me you just want to throw black jeans, black shirt on, but you couldn't find the long. Look, they got them in Florida. And I said, oh, snap, really? So I'm walking to the back. I get that. I said, boom. Then to the right, they got watermelon.
Listen,
Sour Patch Kids.
See,
I got the Goodfellow on right now. Now.
I stay with a Goodfellow.
Listen,
and then when I was going, I'm gonna let you talk 1 second.
Oh, go ahead. Get into it, Kevin. Go ahead.
And then I felt my big toe peeked through my sock.
It was going like this.
It said like a little, like a baby bird being born. It said, Kev, by the way, I got a hole in here. While you're already on your way.
What's the little six pack? This little six pack. You like how it feels on the skin when you pop that package? Come on, man.
Go ahead and just grab a pack of socks. Next thing I know, I'm 238 in. I bought new beard stuff. I went down the bevel aisle. They didn't have
238.
Man,
Kev, I walked in for deodorant. I walked out with this VR headset. What am I doing here?
Absolutely.
What am I doing here? And on the way out, I'm like, this is no home. It's like, this is a Pizza Hut? I'm gonna need me a quick personal.
Absolutely.
Come on.
This is what makes it so magical. Like, Walking in, first of all, I feel like I see my homegirls, and that's that dollar section.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
know you right up at the front, Angel. They put that right at the front.
Especially some educational material that I'll never do with my kids. Oh yeah, we got to learn about the ABCs and money and counting money. I got to buy all the index cards. Then it got my boyfriend Starbucks right there.
Your
You know,
boyfriend?
listen, we got to make out all the time. Get me going. And just like you, Josh, I'll be going there. I'll be like, oh, Amar, I need to get him something for Easter. I'll go. They don't have what I need. So I say, you know what? I'll buy some lawn furniture instead. And that
Lawn furniture?
that be how my journey goes in Target. I'll be like, Amar needs something. They ain't got it. I'll buy this instead. A computer. I'll buy an Apple Watch. I'll buy,
Angel.
Fetty had an Apple Watch on. He was wearing it on his ankle though. I didn't understand
Yes,
how
he did.
how it tracked his
Hilarious.
heartbeat.
There's the Apple.
My son Jojo in the
Sell
Target in
box
Florida, they sold sushi.
No.
Josh and
No.
Jojo is a big fan of grocery store sushi. For a kid that's so picky,
His
He will eat
stomach.
grocery.
He's
Oh,
built
you
like
know.
an ox.
Josh,
This
you remember
man-
when you were a kid? Your
Oh,
stomach,
what?
especially if you're a poor kid, your stomach got to be able to. I'm making this video later on TikTok. I've been doing this series on like if you ate this food a lot, you probably didn't have a lot of money, and I've been collecting things that reminded me. And I saw somebody has
Oh, this
sent
is
me
gonna kill.
rice and beans. We used to eat pork and beans and rice,
Mhm.
and I can't think of a more efficient per dollar spent to the amount of food you eat than a bowl of rice and beans.
Kevin, as a Mexican child,
I was about to say
the
that.
amount of quesadillas I had, not with flour tortillas because they were more expensive, the half of a single corn tortilla with jack cheese, just my grandma probably pumped 15 to 20 out a sitting. Just the little bites, but man, I feel that. I
Rice
love
and
that, though. That's
beans
gonna
as a
kill.
meal is
I've
just
never had that.
Angel, you did all right.
I never. You said
fiber?
pork and beans with rice.
Oh, I didn't
Pork
have
and beans
That wasn't
with
in
just
our-
white rice. Mix that up. I also have this funny joke I've been thinking about.
That's not right. Kevin.
Spaghetti in and of itself is not a poor meal, right? Black folks, we saw spaghetti and we commandeered that from the Italian people of the world. We said, "Oh, this you could make a lot of this for little." If you ever ate spaghetti 3 times in a row,
that was meal prep. That was the first gen meal prep.
David
that was
Lucas
good for
had
the
a joke
week.
about that. He said, "Meal prep ain't nothing but gentrified leftovers. All y'all did is take the word
love it.
leftovers and
I
gentrify
love
it.
it.
Yes.
It's a meal prep."
That's
But
exactly what that is. Black people took spaghetti. It's black people spaghetti because it's almost more like lasagna at how solidified it becomes because we packed so many noodles.
When you pour
the
it
ratio
out,
is off.
you gotta.
Yeah. You are
There it is.
you don't need the tongs. At a restaurant they would use the tongs to give you the wet noodles. With black folk, it is a solid lump. Okay, you use the Kool-Aid spoon, the plastic Kool-Aid spoon, and you carve out the spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
It is not a loose situation. No, not at all. I
Listen.
can remember.
I remember my homeboys when I was a kid was like, "Yo, if you guys like Italian food, your mom makes spaghetti, does she make lasagna? Lasagna is a different thing. Lasagna is expensive. You talking about ricotta cheese? You got to buy a special ingredient. You talking about layer? Also, lasagna is entirely too much prep work for
impressed.
the amount of layer. This
I
that
love
layer. You got to
lasagna.
do it. Then you got to bake it. Spaghetti. Fry that meat.
Mm-hmm.
Put that Prego in the thing. Boil
Y'all
them
got
noodles.
meat. I didn't even get meat. I got
know, you-
spaghetti and corn.
Spaghetti and corn.
Canned
Why'd they
corn.
do that? Oh no!
Bless my
Why'd they
dad's
do
heart.
that?
Bless my
Spaghetti
dad's
and
heart.
corn.
That's not
Dog.
supposed to be. That's
'Cause
like
the
them pork
can-
and beans and rice. That's not. That don't go
What?
together.
He cracked that can open, put it in the pot. Actually, put it in the microwave real quick because it's quicker, and then just sprinkle it in, and then get that little ladle, huh? Just
Wait, is the corn inside the spaghetti or a side dish?
yes.
No,
it's a
he
little
been
spaghetti
inside.
casserole.
Where
Your
and then
dad
it's just
put
red
corn
sauce.
inside of
He
spaghetti.
still makes that for my brother to this day,
To
Kevin.
this day. That is
Where are
lunch
the
lady.
nutrients?
There's corn. It's good for you.
Corn
you
has
said.
no nutrients.
Nah.
It's a
See, you're getting the wrong
vegetable.
corn.
It's
Corn
the
is
vegetable.
nothing.
That sound like the lunch ladies were like, we ain't got the shipment didn't come in. Grab
Love
a
my dad.
corn, grab the noodles, grab the sauce. That's that type of meal. We just gotta make it do.
Dang,
Oh,
Josh.
no.
Now I grew up poor. We ain't never had corn thrown in spaghetti.
Oh,
Your dad threw corn in as a meat.
yes, and then still put the sauce. It's like, bro, is this if we're eating vegetarian? Just tell me that. What are we doing, man? We got the ground beef in the fridge. It's been in there for 3 weeks. Not even.
I
good
don't
anymore.
think I would mind the corn if there were other vegetables in there. Like if there was like some broccoli, maybe
Yeah,
some
give me some
zucchini.
turkey. I'll take a little
Angel,
ground turkey.
No, Angel, no.
You ain't never had a sauce that has vegetables in it.
Spaghetti carbonara.
Don't get me started
That's
about
what
breakfast.
I'm saying. If it was like a ghetto spaghetti carbonara, then I could get with it. But just because it's just corn and no other vegetable is where it's confusing me.
It's spaghetti, corn, and red sauce. This is the problem.
Yes. It's like it's not an olive oil. It's a red sauce.
No.
And see, when you're poor and young, you
No,
first of all,
olive
you're
oil?
poor
No.
or you are black or in this case Mexican. You also couldn't question this. So
Oh,
when your
what?
dad sat you down with spaghetti and corn, you ate spaghetti and corn.
Mhm.
You didn't go to no Italian friend and be like, "Hey man, let me grab your coat, your collar." Y'all be eating spaghetti and corn together.
Man, I got heartburn at a young age because of all the hot dogs I ate with breakfast.
Listen, I knew we were poor. It wasn't that I didn't know what was going on. I knew when money was tight is when my mother was getting creative with potatoes. I was like, another potato dish?
Another.
Another one. Huh. It's just another potatoes. And then when the rice got heavy, when it was a lot of rice, I was like,
Listen.
we are struggling over here.
Rice goes far.
Oh, what?
The amount of money spent to the amount of food created with rice, bread. That's why our parents had to do that. It was like, that's why we drank Kool-Aid. It wasn't because they loved Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid was sub a quarter. It was
I had
11
Sunny D,
cents.
Tampico. Tampico was, man, I still feel that.
You could bury a Tampico gallon in the middle of Antarctica. It will never get cold. It will never freeze.
We
You
never
could bear
had
for
Tampico.
30 years.
It has that oily substance,
Josh,
bro. What is that coating?
A whale could grab it from the bottom, take it to the depths of the ocean.
A whale's
It
gonna
would
come
not-
up with it in his mouth, just like throw it on the sea, man. Get this
Like,
out of
what
here.
is this?
Tampico will never freeze. I remember
Jonah
people
had
it.
Angel.
That
Jonah
sounds
had
like
a
rich
gallon of
people juice.
Tampico in his
Sub.
hand. That's why he got spit out of the whale. The whale's like,
Hilarious.
we don't need this in here.
He said, I got this
Tampico is beneath. Remember, Sunny Delight was introduced as a low-cost drink.
I didn't know
It was a low-cost option for orange juice. Tampico was like, I'll do you one better. I'll make you a juice-like drink with 0%. Tampico thinks
what's Tampico's slogan? I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's antifreeze, Josh. It says 0% juice. How do you sell juice that is 0%?
We only had the Kool-Aid or the Kool-Aid adjacent, which I can't. It wasn't Flavor Aid, or when my sister Jackie would get her first of the month stamps. That's when we would get the barrel juices that would basically
Slice your lip up.
Oh, cut up the inside of her mouth. I felt like those hood girls that would wear razor blades in their mouth to cut somebody. You could just take the top of those burl things and put it right there. You'll be bleeding, but you could pull it out and rip up a girl's face.
We went through a lot, man. We had a drink that was covered in aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum. You know, black folks say aluminum foil. It ain't aluminum foil. It's aluminum foil.
Have you ever had powdered eggs at your house?
No, not.
I never had powdered eggs at my house.
I've had a lot
At
of
the
shells in my
house.
eggs at the house, but not powdered eggs.
Oh yeah, they are.
Powdered eggs is tough.
We had powdered eggs. Yes, sir.
Powdered eggs. You listen. We was on WIC, so we didn't get powdered eggs.
I don't even know how we ended up with powdered eggs, but I know how to cook them. And obviously, I grew up in the generation of government cheese, which when I watched the documentary to find out how government cheese was a thing, because I do wish it would come back, because I would buy it from, like, if Whole Foods came out with government cheese and named it something else, like government cheese, I I would buy it. And then the bologna with the red
Listen,
red
that I
plastic
had
on it.
so much.
Oh,
You know what I
powdered milk.
had before, Angel? I don't know if y'all had this. We had peanut butter from the government, which was
Mhm.
just a white can with a picture of a peanut on it. You take the plastic off, then you had to take the pop can of foil off, and
Yes.
then you had a eighth of an inch to a full inch of oil.
Oil.
You had to get the peanut butter going first. You
Yeah,
had
it looks
to
like it's a car. Yeah.
you had to start
Yes.
go down and
Had to
turn
crank
your-
that peanut
like,
butter
why y'all
over.
didn't sell it to us? Why y'all didn't give it to us done? Like, oh no, you got to finish this. You got to finish this at home.
But that's how bougie peanut butter is, though. Bougie peanut butter is separate, and you got to mix
Oh,
it
yeah.
up. Like
Mm.
the expensive $7 peanut butter.
Oh,
we
you're
use
$7.
sometimes.
Have you guys had Justin's
Yes.
peanut butter? The almond butter?
always
I
talking
grabbed.
about
Yes.
that.
I grabbed because I had a sample. I had like one of the single packs. I just grabbed it. I didn't look
Single
at the
pack.
price. I start getting ringed up. I was like, wait, what was $13.99? They said, oh, the peanut butter. I was like, take that out. What do you mean? $13.99 for
$13 for peanut
for
butter?
a little joint.
It's very.
And then I ended up
expensive.
buying it, and because I can't stop eating it. But
We buy expensive peanut butter over here too because we try to
That's
find
good.
some with low in sodium for my
but
husband.
it'd be separated.
Yeah,
It does
be
separate.
having-
I have post-traumatic peanut butter disorder. If I see that oil, I go back to little poor Kevin. I'm like, no, mom, I'm not hungry. Ah. My dad, when I used to say it, I learned about the age of 9 not to ever tell my dad I was hungry because his answer always was make yourself a triple decker peanut butter sandwich.
butter
and no
jelly.
Even if we had jelly, you hungry, go make yourself a triple decker peanut butter sandwich. And I would be like, well, I don't want that. Well, then you're not hungry. No, I am.
It would be a good week, Kevin, if we had all the ingredients for grilled cheese.
Dang.
Because sometimes we wouldn't have the bread, but we'd have the cheese and the butter. Or other times we'd have the bread and the cheese, but not the butter, because the butter is essential. So it'd be a
Wow.
good week if we had because the peanut butter and jelly, obviously that's a staple. But I don't like cold sandwiches, never have. Amen. So I
Amen.
knew that we had elevated to a different place when I look in the refrigerator and see, oh girl, we got just a tablespoon of butter. Don't you burn that butter. To be able to make the creme de la creme of ghetto sandwiches is peanut butter. I'm not peanut butter, is the grilled cheese. The grilled cheese is like ginger ale, the champagne of soda. That is what I feel like grilled cheese is the top tier of hood sandwiches. And
Really?
my children have. Yes. Do you
That's
think
your
there's
first
a
panini.
sandwich?
What do you mean?
Do you think there's a sandwich that's more A-list in the lane of hood ghetto sandwiches?
To me, a fried bologna,
Fried bologna.
is the creme de la
Absolutely not.
creme of.
But you don't get that crispy edge that she's talking about on the bread, though. That's I'm at.
If you're
I'm
giving
at
me,
Capitol
if
Grill.
you're giving me creme de la creme of elite hood trap feminism, trap queen sandwiches, I'm taking a fried bologna with the cheese on at the very end, a little mustard. I'm taking that over a grilled cheese. Now, here's why I will agree with you, Angel. A grilled cheese is more elegant of a sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. This is how I know that I feel like I'm onto something. Because when it is the top tier of something that we do in a broke way, that is what gets gentrified. You
Yeah.
don't see restaurants bringing back bologna. They would call it prosciutto, of course. They wouldn't call it thinly sliced prosciutto. But yeah, no, them grilled cheese sandwiches, that's what let me know eventually one day, lady, you're going to make a lot of money. You can have all the grilled cheese sandwiches you want.
Let me
That's
tell you
it.
what I love. Grilled. When I was in college, they put me onto this. I don't know if people grew up with this, but it was my first experience. Grilled cheese sandwich, cold winter day first. Must be cold winter day.
Mhm.
Grilled cheese sandwich and creamy tomato soup. I thought I was white.
That
I
is a
thought I
white
was
thing.
white man.
Yes.
When we was at University of Washington, they served this in Melissa's dorm. When I first dipped the grilled cheese in the tomato soup,
Yes.
I said, "Oh my, oh No.
I
What
bet
is
you looked down. You had on a turtleneck sweater. You were like, "How
Angel.
did this even happen?" With pleated
cashmere?
khaki. Yes.
I had on Dockers.
Yes.
I had on Dockers. I had Doc Martens on my feet.
Yes.
I had my hair was parted. It was blonde. It was combed over. I went by Scott. I said, hello. I'm a white man now.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, no, grilled cheese and tomato soup is definitely when you're at your whitest bougie self.
But I don't eat tomato soup any other way though. I never eat tomato soup without grilled cheese. Those are the 1-2. I can have a grilled cheese by itself. I can have a grilled cheese and tomato soup, but I cannot have tomato soup alone.
Because
That's
it
fair.
shouldn't exist without it.
I never believed in tomato byproducts outside of ketchup.
I agree. But
I just don't
people say
understand.
Bloody Marys?
Why are you trying to stretch a tomato?
Bloody Mary is I don't
It's
know.
gazpacho.
I like a good
gazpacho.
I like a good
Gazpacho with
michelada
vodka.
though.
What's
Is
a
that different
michelada?
than a Bloody Mary though?
It's a Bloody Mary with beer pretty much, but it don't have the
Celery?
they don't have the vegetables in it. It's just beer, a little spice, a little tahini on the rim, and some tomato juice, I think.
Let me tell you what Josh didn't tell me about Angel, and I questioned if we were friends.
What he didn't tell you?
One day, I was going to my local Rouse. I stopped by a Mexican woman, had a small business on the side. She's selling, pan dulce, Mexican bakery. So she was selling hot chocolate. I was like, oh, bet. Whole day, Angel, Mexican hot chocolate is cinnamon infused. When I tell you it is elite.
I keep that base on me too. Hold on, wait. I'll be back.
I'm gonna get, where can I get some? I need Josh.
You gotta see the Mexican lady in the wintertime selling her tamales and stuff. If she has hot chocolate, you have to try it because it's got cinnamon in it.
I'm about to make some here at the house.
Angel, please.
I'm gonna put on Encanto. I'm going to talk to Josh. I'm gonna get whatever Mexican influence.
JoJo's soccer moms, some of the soccer moms, when they have winter games, they'll bring the pan dulce and they'll bring Mexican hot chocolate. It don't matter if they win or lose. When I have that, y'all can win. Y'all can lose 24-0, goal by goal.
You become a soccer mom when they have that. Hi, Deb. Thanks so much for bringing it. How you been? Is Chuck coming later? Is everything okay? So where can I get that, Josh? Now,
you can get this anywhere.
Abuelita is the name of the brand.
This is the base of it. This is the base of it, which I don't like how Nestle made her more of the Wahite descent because, come on.
They like be doing passing people.
But yeah.
Angel said, hi, Dad.
I'm out of breath.
Hi, Dad.
The smell alone is nostalgic.
Oh, the smell is top tier.
But
so do you make it with milk or do you make it with
bricks of chocolate and sugar?
How much many does that make? Does that make like a pot? Or
it's supposed to make.
They look like a brick.
I usually just knock one back,
Do you knock one one back by yourself?
No, absolutely not.
I was about to say.
One tablet over 4 cups of milk. It usually, it makes a good amount.
I got enough kids that I can do it. They'll be here for it.
That sounds so good right now.
Spring break ain't over with yet, and it's chilly here today. It's a little chilly.
You just heat the milk up and then drop this in and then reheat the milk up to boil and then
do they have it at Target? Because that's where I'm gonna go after this.
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'm gonna go.
Hilarious. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Here's the thing. We miss you. I'll say that. I like it in the middle of the week and at the end. But, we are chasing our dreams as the world turns.
Y'all be saying a prayer for my good brother Kevin as he embarks on being the lead of his own series, Churchy. Amen. We call it a success right now.
And we're documenting
every penny, every nickel, dime, quarter, dollar that he invested in this, that he sees it back tenfold. Amen.
That it stretches to the completion of this as well. Amen.
That people won't even realize that Kevin is a content creator anymore. They'll be like, you mean actor Kevin Fredericks?
The one who used to do
and the people have to be like, no, he also creates content. He creates content too. I only knew him from his show. I love it.
He has
a podcast. Why you guys are being funny? That's low key one of my things. DC Young Fly is so far removed from them roasting videos. You might not have ever known he came up roasting people on Instagram because he has so many things going for him now. If people, hold on, I gotta say this out loud. Chief Raymond de Boshida.
Come on.
Yeah,
Let that roll off the tongue.
Yay. But low key, if I ever get to the point where they finding out, because remember when I started, it was stand-up comedy first. Then it was go follow me on Twitter. Then it was people found me on Twitter and YouTube, and then I had to teach them about stand-up comedy. If they say, oh, man, this television program is great. Oh, you know he's on social media. Is he now?
That's what they're going to do to you, Kevin. They ain't going to know because this show is about to be the vehicle. Amen. You know, I got my own spaceship that's parked out front, but this is your spaceship to rocket your career. I didn't shake my
arm. Both of our shows were wildly successful in the same year, Angel. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Josh is in my show.
I am.
Look,
I am.
Kevin be recruiting folk.
I am.
Don't say nothing, Angel.
I'm gonna call you. Actually, we're gonna talk because I need to figure out what's going on.
All right, y'all.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage and that chick Angel.